Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. November 8th, 2018. We begin with a story on the continuing saga of the 1MDB scandal. Things are getting worse and worse for Goldman Sachs. Stephanie Palma, reporting in the Financial Times, says that Anwar Ibrahim, who is the essentially prime minister in waiting for the country of Malaysia, has said that Goldman Sachs should return the $600,000 in profits that it made from the multiple bond offerings that it put in place for 1MDB that were stolen by J.Lo and others, and certainly around the indictment of Timothy Leissner, guilty plea by Timothy Leissner, and indictment of Roger Ning. Second, we have a story in the FCPA blog by Eric Lochner, and he takes a look at the recent Second Circuit Court of Appeals decision in Hoskins. And he says that the Hoskins decision actually complicates due diligence on intermediaries. He had two key points. The first is he believes that the Hoskins decision increases the importance of monitoring a company's third parties beyond initial onboarding, that the ruling creates standards of liability for intermediaries who are ultimately deemed agents and also for those who are not. So individuals who may move between these two categories can put a company at risk. Second, he believes that compliance officers need to police against opportunists inside and outside the organization, believing that the Hoskins ruling created a class of at least some foreign intermediaries beyond the reach of the FCPA. And so as a compliance officer, you need to be vigilant about that and make sure that they do not take advantage of your organization in a way that could get you in trouble. Next, we have an article from the Wall Street Journal about the difficulty of U.S. and foreign companies around the Iranian sanctions. The sanctions will be leveled quite draconianly on U.S. companies or any others that violate these. So you need to make sure that anyone you're doing business with is not reselling to Iran or any known persons in that would fall into that category. And finally, we have a very interesting investigation which is being conducted by the Financial Conduct Authority in the United Kingdom around a compliance executive at HSBC. An individual who's not been named is under investigation, and he's the head of regulatory compliance. And the investigation is not whether they engaged in bribery and corruption, but whether they possess the competency to carry that role out. This is certainly something that we have not seen a lot of investigation on. This is a requirement under the new FCPA corporate enforcement policy, and it was a question asked in the Evaluation of Corporate Compliance Program document. This is Tom Fox. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Daily Compliance News. And I hope you will check back every day as I go through some of the top stories. Once again, if this is a series that you enjoy or like, or you find useful, I hope you will let me know as I consider whether I will move this forward into 2019. Please give me an email at tfox@tfoxlaw.com, or you can leave a comment on any of the sites where I list this podcast. Thanks again, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow for the Daily Compliance News.